I didn't charge my camera. This might be a little bit short-lived. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is so good that you're here. Okay. Today, I'm finally doing another book video. I know so many people were anticipating this, waiting on this. You don't care. It's okay. Putting out a lot of college content. That's not what I am though. This is still a book channel, let's not forget. We're gonna do a fun little video today that was kind of inspired by something I did on my Instagram story like a few weeks ago. On my story, I had my friends, on my close friends, put their name and then I would associate them with the song. And so then my friend Karina was like, well, why don't you do that for books? And I was like, that's a good idea. My favorite artists as books and vice versa. Yay. Do you guys like my posters? I love my posters. I literally love the way I set up my room. Like, I'm just so proud of myself. They're so fun. There's two above these that you can't see. So maybe I'll do a room tour. Who knows? First artist that I picked is Mac Miller. I listen to a lot of Mac Miller. I literally have a playlist called Mac Taught Me that's just his music, and Larry Lovestein. I think in the last, I've always been a fan, but then in the last like year, it's just been exacerbated like greatly. And then Karina made me this poster with my favorite quote of all time that is from him that says, "It's okay to care, it's cool to try, it's okay not to be okay, it's lovely to be in love." And that's my favorite quote, and of course it's from him, and she made it into a poster, and yeah, I have 3 books that I think really remind me of his music, I guess. And this could be a long list, but I kind of put it down into 3 books. So I have Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. So Slaughterhouse-Five, I think I really did pick this because of the song that Mac made called So It Goes. If you ever read Slaughterhouse-Five, you know that So It Goes is what the main character says every time there's a death. Or something really traumatic, but usually a death. He just says, so it goes, and then it, you know, keeps happening. And I feel like so it goes could be interpreted in many different ways, but the way I kind of think about it and internalized it, you know, beyond the novel is that, like, life goes on. You know, it's really what it is, like, so it goes. Like, you have to be able to understand that bad things happen, death happens, but you can't let that really control your life, and you can't let it dwell on you. And that's really hard and dark, and I don't even think I can deal with that very well, but I just love that message to an extent. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, ignore trauma and stuff like that, but you have to keep it trucking, you have to keep it moving. And I think that's also a message that Mac really gave a lot of the time. And so, I don't know, I'd be taking a lot of advice from him. Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. So I actually saw this on a Reddit. I think this is a book that he did read. And it's also kind of weird because my dad really likes this book, just like a little fun fact about me, I don't know. The main character dies in like a tragic accident on his birthday, and he goes to the afterlife. So he learns that heaven's not really like a place, but it's kind of this place where 5 people explain your life to you. And it might be people you know, but it also might be a stranger. And one by one, Eddie, that's the main character, like goes through his life through these 5 people and kind of tries to understand the meaning of his life and his legacy and that kind of thing. And on Goodreads, they have the question that Eddie has to question himself, that is, why was I here? Very deep question. While Mac had like very, you know, quirky rhymes and silliness and like a very playful demeanor, he also asked a lot of those questions through his music and had a lot of like existential motifs and themes throughout the albums. And so I feel like this would be another one that I'm pretty sure I heard that he really liked this book, and that's not surprising to me at all. The last book that I picked was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. Another one that I want to say I heard someone say that he liked, so maybe this isn't original of a thought of mine, but this book, Hunter S. Thompson, gonzo journalism, is just like, you know, he's a weird guy, right? His one of those famous quotes of his was that like life never got weird enough for him. Okay, it's a roman à clef. All that really means is that it's like kind of an autobiography but with invented names. So like it's somewhat real events, like based on a true story, whatever, but the names are changed. Loathing in Las Vegas is kind of like his journey, long road trip that he goes on, but they're like on drugs the whole time and like tripping, and it's a wild ride. It's a very interesting read. Mac just would have enjoyed to read, enjoyed to watch. I think it's a movie also. But this one reminds me of Kids. I don't know. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas just reminds me of Kids. 5 People We Meet in Heaven, I would say, is watching movies with the sound off. And then Slaughterhouse-Five would be swimming, definitely. And I would also put that as Circles as well, because I think swimming and Circles are very close. I believe they are connected. This one is Frank Ocean. Another poster appeared. This is from Pink and White. It is You Showed Me Love, Glory from Above. Got it on Etsy. Yeah. And you know, this was kind of difficult because in general, Frank himself, Christopher, he reads a lot. And so these books are actually ones that he likes himself. So I said, this is easy. Thank you, Reddit. He has talked about books, and you know, he has this Tumblr, edgy. One book that he really enjoyed is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and he actually talked about this in conversation with his little brother. And so The Outsiders is a very interesting book. I think that this is one that comes up a lot when I talk about book recommendations for new readers, like people who want to get into reading more, because I think it is such a versatile young adult novel, but it doesn't have to be only for young adults. Like I think an actual adult, like if you're 30 or whatever and want to get into reading, like I think this is still a very good place to start. I think The Outsiders is just such an interesting story because a lot of the characters are symbolic, has a lot to do with class. You could definitely use it as a race allegory as well. And it's interesting that Frank really likes this because I can't really tack it to a certain album of his or a certain song, just something that I could easily relate to him. Like, and also the angst that Pony Boy holds. This one Frank actually didn't talk about, but I read this recently and I think about it, is The Devil Finds Work by James Baldwin. The Devil Finds Work is a nonfiction work by James Baldwin that is kind of him just kind of talking about different cinema and different TV shows that have to do with race relations, not only in America, but also in France and other countries like that. I don't know why I want to equate this with Frank Ocean's music, but I just do. I think that The Devil Finds Work is something that everybody should kind of read if you consider yourself a pop culture enthusiast, but also definitely if you want to go into cinema production, if you want to go into screenplay and screenwriting and stuff like that. It's quick. A lot of James Baldwin's writing is really quick, and I think I learned a lot because I don't know much about early cinema in like the 1920s and such, and forward. I just watch movies, I don't really analyze them, but this was just so eye-opening. Like there's so many old actresses where I'm like, we have beef now. I would equate this with Frank Ocean because it's the gilded nature of old Hollywood, and he's kind of cracking down, James Baldwin's cracking down on that and is like, actually, you're a racist. Like, gilded nature, like I said, that kind of reminds me of like a Super Rich Kids kind of thing. Kind of like a Novocaine kind of thing. You get me? Sweet Life? You feel? Next one is one that Frank actually likes himself. He talked about this on his Tumblr. It's called Difficult Men by Brett Martin. And I actually don't know anything about this book before I started researching. Difficult Men, Behind the Scenes of a Creative Revolution. And it is apparently a riveting and revealing look at the shows that helped cable and television dramas emerge as the signature art form of the 21st century. And that goes right back to The Devil Finds Work. Look how I did that. Wow. That Frank definitely shows an appreciation for like cinema and stuff, not in his like music, but also just in the way that he kind of presents himself, the whole energy that is being a Frank Ocean fan. You know, it has a lot to do with like pop culture, I think, and so interesting little tidbit there. Okay, camera died, momentarily had to pause, did my homework though. There we go. Next is Lorde, Ella Marie Lonnie Yellow O'Connell. For Lorde, I have 3 books. Normal People by Sally Rooney. Now, I picked this book for Lorde because I was thinking about the relationship that kind of surrounded melodrama, and maybe not all the songs are melodrama, but a good amount of them, where it was kind of like when I was thinking about it, I thought about Sober and Liability and Perfect Places, and it was just kind of like not necessarily being in the most healthy relationship with somebody, but like growing around them and what that means for you yourself and what that means for you in relation to them. I don't know. Maidens by Alex Michaelides? I don't know. Picked this because I think that it actually goes a lot with pure heroine. I don't know, it really puts me in the mindset. Not only royals, of course, but I think glory and gore and bravado, absolutely. Honestly, all the songs, but those three really stick around a lot in my head. I love that album. And then for the last one, I picked Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan, but I think that Exciting Times feels more of a solar power than melodrama. Yeah, I don't know, I gave you the recommendation. Nose piercing itches so bad. This has never happened before. I'm not picking my nose. It leaves us. That's the end of this video. Those were my book recommendations. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know if you agree or disagree or have any more that you would like to recommend, because I would love to read some new books. I'm feeling high and dry right now. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, whatever. No, but I really do want to say, like, thank you for bearing with me with this weird change in my life again. I know that I have not been really on my grind recently, but you still watch, and that's really nice. So yeah, more bookish content coming. I have a video that I never edited that I forgot about, so that'll be up soon. Fist bump. Okay. Bye.